Hi, it is Sunday and it is time for my mental health vlog. And I looked before I started recording this, and this is week 180 for me keeping up with my mental health journey and vlogging it every week. Which I cannot begin to tell you guys how impactful it has been for me to go back and watch the older videos. And I've done a 180. So 180 and 180. There you go. I often still get surprised when I figure out something new, or learn something new, or discover something new. I was actually thinking as I was doing my step 4 work. It's so funny to see how many of my addiction behaviors and toxic behaviors are routed in self-esteem issues. And even last night, my boyfriend and I were driving home at night, and a song came on from Shrek, the musical, called I Think I'd Be a Hero, which is a really moving ballad about wanting to be more than you are. And I told him, I was like, this song really resonated with me when it came out, and had this really strong emotional attachment to it. And he's like, well, why do you think that is? And I stopped, and I'm like, because I felt like an ogre. I felt like someone who wasn't good enough. I felt like someone who was always needed to try harder. I felt like someone that was always blamed for everything, whether it was my fault or not. And I just wanted to be the hero in the story. And I didn't feel like I was ever going to be the hero in the story. So it was interesting, looking back and seeing that even in my last relationship, things weren't often said to give me low self-esteem, but the way that things were treated definitely didn't help my self-esteem. So it's fun finding that again, and I find a little more every week. I really do. I went out dancing with some friends and wore a shirt that was a little snug, and noticed that my jeans are a little loose in the waist, the ones I just got, and even had some friends comment on muscles and looking thinner and working out, and all those little things are like, it's really nice to hear that the results are working, but it's as awesome as those sound. I'm like, honestly, I just feel better. I just feel better. God damn it. They always said exercise was good for you and that you would feel better. And they were right. They being medical professionals and people that know what the hell they're talking about. So I feel better, and that's definitely helped my self-esteem. It's helped my sex drive. My back doesn't hurt. I've actually been having some issues. I think I'm on too many medications now. I think I actually need to talk to my doctor about checking my A1C, because I'm on 3 different medications for diabetes, and I'm thinking that might be too much now. But so yay, my liver will thank me. And with my genes, I need that. So, yep, starting to feel healthier. But, and I'm gonna jump right into body positivity. I've also been really body positivity focused this past couple of weeks. It started with a friend of mine asking if I would draw him for my website, for my merchandise. And I was like, absolutely. And he started to talk about how he's finding, because he's a larger gentleman, and how he's finding his sexy again. And I'm here for that. And one of the things I love about my website is that I'm celebrating the male body in every shape, size, color, disability, you name it. I want to really show that your sexiness is so, it's just part of you. You just have to find it sometimes. And so I did this whole line of what the gay community calls chubs, which is not necessarily a derogatory term, but it's just kind of a subcategory in the gay world. And the gay world is all about subcategories. Look it up. So I did this whole line of chubs, which are larger men, and one of them, of course, being a friend of mine who I was so honored to do a design for. And I had talked to a friend of mine previously who is a larger gentleman about letting me draw him for some of the merchandise because I didn't have his body type represented yet, and ergo, that's my goal. And he's, he was shy, and he said, I'm not sure I'm there yet, let me think about it. The night or the day after I posted the new chubby gentleman merchandise, he sent me some pictures saying, do you think any of these would work? And I was so happy. And I was so proud of him, one, because I know that that is a very vulnerable thing to send someone pictures of you without a whole lot of clothing on. I get that. But just the fact that he was owning his body. We have one body. Love it, own it, flaunt it. So I was very excited to see that he sent that over. And I've already started working on some of the designs. And of course, I'll let him choose his favorite, just kind of like what I do. And also, I got a response from someone in a group that I'm in on Facebook when I did post the Chub merchandise. And he was so, you could tell he was like emotionally impacted. He's like, thank you for this. Like, I always just feel so ugly. And I'm like, I know that feeling. I do. I really do. And that's a hard feeling. But he was saying he was just so grateful to see the larger male form shown in such a positive way. And that had a real impact on me. I was very, very grateful for those comments. The comments that I get from the shop continue to fuel my drive that I really love this, and I've never had more fun and doing anything. Well, being a parent, that's aside. But as far as like projects or hobbies or jobs or whatever, I've never had this much fun and had this kind of emotional attachment to anything before. And it's not just about the healthy sexual outlet for me, because it absolutely is, but just the celebration of all shapes and sizes of bodies, and that sexy can come in any form. And I'm so happy that I'm rediscovering my sexy as well. My boyfriend pointed out earlier this evening that I've kind of become a little bit of a tomcat in the sack, and how different that was from just a few years ago when I had slammed into this wall of sexual anorexia while at the same time trying to analyze every aspect of my life to try and make sure I'm making the right decisions. And it's great. So glad that there are so many positive changes going on, and I'm seeing them, and the people in my life are seeing them. Let's see. I did not get to go to my meeting on Wednesday. It was my future mother-in-law's birthday, and they planned their dinner. Her birthday was on Wednesday, so the dinner, of course, was planned for Wednesday. So I did miss my meeting, which I hate doing, but I was very happy to go. I love that they just make me feel like part of the family. I don't even need to say that anymore. I am part of their family, and they're part of mine, and I love that. And one day I'll actually be part of that family. My boyfriend has made it crystal clear that as soon as my divorce, not as soon, but a reasonable amount of time after my divorce is finalized, he plans to propose. So, I mean, it's inevitable, and I couldn't be happier. We're so good for each other. We really are just so good for each other. He brings out the absolute best in me, and I think I've helped bring out the absolute best in him too. I've heard a lot of positive things from the people in his lives about the changes they've seen in him. So that's great. But The divorce paperwork is still in flux, and I did give my ex, he said he wanted until the end of March, so I have been quiet, I have been patient. Next week I become an all-out cunt, because I want to get it done. I'm not sure what leverage I have yet, but I'm gonna find some, because I can't, I'm done. I need to cut off. I want him to be the happiest he can be. I wish zero ill will on him, even when we disagree on things like, schedules and whatnot. I can get mad at him, but I want no ill will for him whatsoever, and I want him to be happy, and I want him to move on. And the guy that he's living with, he's referenced to him as engaged and wearing, engagement rings. So I assume that he wants to move on that side of his life too. It's very frustrating because my hands are tied, but I really want to move past that, and I know he must. So it's time. I backed into a tree this week. I had my son. We were going to. I was taking him to camp on Friday because he has coding camp. So we got in the car. We're gonna get lunch on the way. I'm talking to him about lunch. He's arguing with me that he doesn't want lunch. I'm like, well, you have to have lunch. And of course, I'm arguing with him. I'm not paying attention. I thought I put the car in drive. I have not. I now backed into the tree. Let me drop him off and come home and deal with this. So I did. We got a quote for the repair. I hit the tree in two places because it hit the back bumper and the back fender. Awesome, right? So it's a $1,200 mistake. But it happens, and I got so mad at myself, and then I had to stop because my son was in the car. And I said, you know what? If my boyfriend were in the car and he backed into the tree, I would be like, okay, accidents happen, not a problem, let's get it fixed. But because it was me, I was just so angry and yelling and just frustrated with myself and calling myself a whole bunch of things. And I said, I have made this mistake more than once, buddy, talking to my son. And this is a life lesson I want you to learn now, because it takes a lot of practice to implement it. You have to be able to show yourself the same grace and forgiveness that you would show anybody else you love. And I have struggled with that. I continue to struggle with that. So I really hope that he sees me working on it. I really do. And I hope that he can absorb pieces of wisdom, if you'll call it that I can provide. Kids don't usually listen to their parents. Prime example. Went out dancing with friends last night. That was really nice, really great. I haven't gone out dancing in a long time. I haven't gone to the Montrose bar areas since before COVID. And my boyfriend and I have never gone to those bars together. So it was a lot of fun to just go and hang out. And we, kind of bar hopped from bar to bar, but just to dance and have a good time. And the thumpa of the music. Because I do my karaoke bar, but that's not a bar. That's my karaoke place. But it was a lot of fun. And it was something that I haven't done in a while. Because I honestly don't get a whole lot of Friday and Saturday nights off, so I try to take advantage of them when I can. That's it. That's all I got, I think. My boyfriend did make, he does not like pork, but I've been craving fried pork chops, and I never ask for them because he doesn't like pork. What's the point? So last night somebody said something about pork chops at the bar, and I'm like, oh, baby, can we please have fried pork chops? So today we went and got him chicken and me pork, and he made the fried pork chops and the fried chicken and the vegetables with the magic that he does with vegetables, which make them amazing for me. I don't get it. And then some mashed potatoes. So that's it for me. Post 180, week 180, and I think we can all agree that I've done a 180, and I'm on a really great path. I'm on a really great direction. I love my life. I've got a great son, a great boyfriend, great family, great friends, great program, great jobs. And I do. I love my life. Not sure I could have said that several years ago. All right, guys. See you next week.